I made it.
Okay, go on.
All right, ready? All right, so I call the Board of Selectmen's meeting to order at 6:03. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, citizens' comments. Do we have any?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
I'd like to run a line under Bennett Road from one of my property buildings to another on the opposite side of the road. It would be 169 to 170 Bennett Road. And I'd like to do this before they start doing any road work, you know, finishing off the road and paving and everything.
I didn't hear that.
Can't hear you.
So you want- Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said at the beginning, what you wanted to do to the property.
I want to run under Bennett Road.
Oh, under the road,
Under
okay,
the road, I want
Yeah.
to run 2 conduits
okay,
under the road from my building, my rental on one side to the garage of it on the opposite side of the road.
okay,
Run power over to that building.
Okay.
Just for lights and a couple of receptacles.
and what was the 2 properties?
What is that?
169 and 170?
Yeah, 169 and 170. They're actually like a combined deed property.
Okay, and is this is on Bennett Road, not at Bennett Circle,
No, this is on the extension, almost at the end.
at the extension, okay.
Yeah. It's right down there, right alongside the town turnaround.
Okay. I don't see a problem with that. I can talk to Public Works about it to see what our plan is. to do that.
Tracy, if you turn your head, we lose you.
Oh, this is why we need new computers.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you loud and clear now.
You gotta
All
turn
right.
it over on the other side.
I will try to keep my head frozen in this spot.
Yeah.
I can talk to Public Works about that. I don't think it'll be a problem to see when and if that area is in the plan right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I'd like to get it done before you people, you know, repave the road because it would be.
Yep. Oh yeah, that just makes all the sense.
Yeah,
So,
and then, you know, the roads are pretty bad repair down there anyway,
Yeah.
so this
Yeah.
is the time to do it.
yeah,
And then
it
it would
won't
just
be
be
a problem.
a building permit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Does it
Oh,
need
no,
a driveway
driveway
permit?
permit?
Do we need
That's-
that?
This is why we're redoing the driveway permit, because we don't really have a permit for this type of thing right now. So we're in the process of redoing the driveway permit so that it includes stuff like this. Julie will have the information on that, since we are I don't know if that section is in what we're working on right now. But she can get your name and number, and I'll talk to Public Works and we can get back to you on that.
Okay.
But I don't see a problem.
All right.
Do you have a timeline?
Do I have a timeline?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to do, like I said, I'd like to get it done before the town moves in and.
So if you had
Work.
a signed permit in hand right now, would you be ready to start? Do you have someone lined up to do the work?
No,
So you'd have to find someone.
well, yeah, either that or I would do it myself.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't, once I talk to
I
the,
take the little backhoe I have and just go across the road. Okay.
Yeah, once I talk to Public Works.
I feel like it's in with someone like along that line.
Yep.
I know him pretty well, so.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Down
do.
level 2. So
Is there any buried power down on the extension? Or all
There
wires
is.
above ground?
All the wires are on top. Yeah, the only ones that go across the road is that I know of, near my other house, at 109 Bennett Road. So Jerry Stanek, who lives up in the back, in the log cabin, they have power under the road, went across my driveway and up to the pole.
yeah, we always have to do,
So, and 10 cottages, you know.
Tracy,
what?
East of.
When you turn your head to that side, you can't hear it, so you gotta go,
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, yeah, because we have to do call before you dig on anything on the road, so that'll be done. The call before you dig with the power company, so,
I'm back.
and the state.
So go to the side a little bit more. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Now stand on one leg.
I know, I don't know where the microphone is on this.
On that side. When you go over to the other side of the computer, that's when we can't hear you.
Okay.
It's gonna be a fun meeting.
It is, particularly if all of a sudden we just start doing,
All right, yeah, so I'll get back to you as soon as possible on that with the details. So, and Julie will get your number and stuff, and we'll be in touch.
So they
Okay.
have that already.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'll tell you
You
tomorrow.
brought pictures. We don't look at the pictures.
Huh?
You wanna see what's going on?
You wanna look at?
Oh, yeah, leave the picture so I can show, Public Works.
This is
that's 170 and there's 169,
That's
yeah.
169 now, we just go from right here to this one.
Right.
This is the end of the road.
Yep.
That is the stop sign. And you see, and this is your property, the town property,
Yep.
35 by 50. On one side.
Perfect.
Okay?
Okay,
Thank you
awesome.
for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do
Thank
you
you.
want- do you want a
Tracy.
picture?
Thank you.
Oh, leave the picture, please.
Oh, yeah, I can show Public Works the pictures if you leave them.
Yep,
Well, okay.
we got it.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And I'm just gonna circle
Thanks, Phil.
170.
Thank you. See you later.
All right, bye.
Right. Okay, on to the next one.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot that we
Don't turn your head.
sorry. We want to move to for the meeting to add it to the agenda
Okay.
for the potential acquisition of an interest in real estate. If we want to add that to the agenda today to move.
I make a motion to add it to the agenda.
Okay.
Under-
So motion's been made and seconded to add moving into executive session for the potential acquisition of real estate. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, hearing none, it's added.
And we lost your video.
I know. Okay, we're back.
Quit moving. Don't touch anything.
I know. All right, so approval of minutes.
Did you freeze?
No, she's moving.
I thought you froze. Approval of minutes.
Nope, we're good.
I was like, are they messing with me?
We're good. Should be a long meeting.
It was gonna be a great one.
So that was new business, executive session.
Yep, that's all the way at the end.
Yeah.
So approval of minutes.
Approval minutes.
Do you guys have the minutes?
Move to the center, like not messing with you. It's like all of a sudden,
Approval of minutes?
So moved.
second.
Okay, so motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, hearing none, they're approved. I have no correspondence and announcements. I don't know if you guys do. No.
No, I had my fingers crossed that you didn't. Just for me.
Board and committee reports, I don't have any of those either. So we'll move on to the finance report, and that's Julie.
I just gave you what, the current budget is at right now. So, as far as,
This is our profit and loss statement.
yep, for P&L. So basically it just tells you where we're at, so we're in good shape right now. We've already collected 92,000 more in, taxes. Most of it's from, prior year. So, the extra. So we're good there. We should be, I don't have the exact number, but we should be in good shape and not going over the budget this year. I figured that for each meeting, I'm just gonna print one of these out and give it to you guys, so you'll have an idea of what our income that we've taken in and what our expenses are so far.
Excellent.
So, just a little addition we've added to the.
Any questions?
No,
Okay. So moving on to old business. Oh, so we took Julie and I took Jim's suggestion to change the agenda, so that's why it looks different. And for old business, we put like a list of things that we're ongoingly working on so that we can have updates at every meeting. So for old business, the ARPA funds is there for an update. We have no changes since the public hearing, so that's the same. Ordinances that we've been ongoingly working on. Driveway ordinance, we have Jeff from Public Works is helping us update that. We have a gap in our current driveway ordinance as far as our permits go. So it'll clarify that, and it'll add things to get permits for besides driveways, like for what that resident was in earlier for about doing anything that affects the road. And it would also include for logging, for construction, just to make sure that our roads are protected. So we're working on that. The special event I've been working on with
face the computer.
oh, sorry. I'm working on with
That
Jody.
2 inches where you go from looking forward to.
I know, but I can't read my notes. I'm gonna have to like hold them somewhere. I don't know. So the special events ordinance, I've been working with Jody on that for over a year, and we're still working on that. And then the referendum ordinance is a new one that we talk about every year at budget time to review, because we do have an ordinance that says we have to hold referendums on Tuesdays between 12 and 8, which I don't know why we have that. It is state statute that they have to be held between 12 and 8 anyway. And for some reason, we just wanted to have them on Tuesdays for scheduling reasons, especially we found out this time with everything being so tight to schedule. We had to schedule the referendum on a Tuesday when another day might have been better. So we're working on that too. And these would be, once we have all these ready to the townspeople, they'll have public hearings and be brought on for a town meeting. Any questions?
No.
You keep ducking down.
All right.
How are you trying to read?
Okay. So that's the Wiley Schoolhouse. We're
Not hearing you.
you don't hear me
Wrong way.
No, wrong way.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't move.
All right. So as far as Wiley Schoolhouse goes, we're still waiting for the part to come in for the electrical work to get done. So we have no progress there. The library roof project, we're working with the attorney on the contract. So that's moving forward. Progress with grants. I'm currently working on a grant with the DOT for the senior and disabled transportation program, hoping to have that done and ready by the end of May. For the beach pond and Beachdale drawdowns, I heard from the Office of Planning and Program Development on April 25th. They received our requests. They are currently working on updating their drawdown policy, which will be requirements that the town will have to ensure that all permitting has been done and that the state property is not going to be encroached on. They're getting back to me on that as well, as far as the deep drawdown goes. So I don't know if you guys could hear all that, if you have any questions.
No, that went through.
I was just asking Skip, what permitting are they talking about?
They're talking about any permits that people are going to need because they're working in the waterway. like if they're doing things to repair anything that they're gonna need permits for.
And
For
the
work.
issue is the state is always concerned that during a drawdown, people are then gonna build a coffer dam or something and then fill it in and extend their property.
They're supposed to go through wetlands, I think, to make sure that they're not doing anything that's gonna damage the wetlands. So that kind of permitting. They'll have more details on that when they get back to me. So that's all the old business updates. As far as new business, excuse me, for the budget, this is our chance. We're still waiting, for the school's budget. The Board of Ed budget.
Have we had a preliminary budget from Adam yet?
Preliminary budget,
Turn your head.
excuse me, the preliminary budget we had, I think has them. Julie might have it there.
You want a copy? I can get a copy for you.
No, I was just wondering if you got an idea of where they're at.
Right
The
now,
one that they proposed, that we have a copy of in the town's clerk office, I think is up by 65,000 and change. That's the amount that we used, that showed if they stayed with that amount, we would have a, Julie can answer,
0.31 decrease.
0.31 mill rate decrease.
Okay.
So, but they're voting on their budget on Thursday, so we don't know for sure what their budget is. But if we want to make any changes to ours, this is the time to do it, so. I don't have any suggestions.
No, we've been through it a couple of times and I don't have any recommendations for change. Do you?
No, so we're good.
I think we're comfortable with our budget where it's at right now.
Okay, and the capital improvement budget as well. I think we're fine with that too. We didn't get any feedback on at the public hearing about any of that negatively, so I'm fine with keeping it all.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. So the annual town meeting, we can't put the meeting call out until we have the exact figures from the school. So we're gonna have to have a special meeting to approve the call of the meeting. So if anyone's available on Monday to do that, we can do it anytime during the day. It would just be a quick meeting to approve the call with all the final figures.
16th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can do Zoom if you want to.
That works perfectly.
is that,
Get 2 people for the call.
I can't remember, Julie. Did I have a meeting that day on the calendar? Or was that a Tuesday? That was a Tuesday. I think we already looked at it. I think I'm good.
Yeah, we're good on Monday.
Okay, Monday we're good. So yeah, at any time on Monday. Did you guys say one?
Yeah,
We can get back to Julie on that.
If we can do 12 o'clock, I don't have access to my other calendar, it's on my other phone. But I can support 12 o'clock for Zoom.
Yeah, we can get back to Julie when you guys get a chance to look at your calendars and pick a time, if that works better.
you don't want to plan it first thing in the morning.
Yeah, because Monday mornings are fun, so it could be interesting.
So you want to do 12 p.m.?
Let's do that. I'll ping you tomorrow if doesn't work.
Jim, does that work for you?
That's fine.
That works?
Yep.
Okay. Then the other thing, since we're not having a meeting on the 24th because of the town meeting, and because we're canceling the one on the 17th, 16th, 14th, sorry, because of graduation, we should probably schedule a special meeting on June 7th. just so we're not going like a really long time without a meeting.
Yeah, that works.
At 6.
So June 7th at 6.
Yeah,
So no meeting on the 24th,
Well, that's our annual town meeting, so there won't be a board of selectmen meeting.
and that means it's 7 o'clock.
I'm fine.
Oh, I'm late.
I won't change it.
this month is always insane. It gets better after.
And then we're canceling the 14th, you said.
Yep, it's graduation. All right, so any more questions about the meeting and the referendum?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so broadband. Last week, John, excuse me, our planner set up a meeting with us and the first selectman in Hampton?
Hampton or Sherman?
Hampton.
Hampton.
And the state has started a new broadband like department. And so we met with the person that's in that department and another person that's assisting with gathering information for the state about the federal grants that are coming through for broadband. And everything's going to be going through this new broadband department that the state has. So we just wanted to find out like what's the steps for us to do as a town that's interested in doing something. And we found out that the state right now is just on a big gathering mission to find out where the gaps are in broadband coverage. So they, through CCM, they have worked on a survey to get out to all of the residents to ask to get their broadband speed and just questions about their service. And then hopefully it'll help find out where all these gaps are for when the grants come out later. Sounds like it'll be a while before it gets to that grant part.
Yeah, when I started really diving deep on this, it was nothing. The state was not taking any action, and this was a couple months ago, and it was just, there was nothing for us to do other than do a survey. So
yeah, that's what
do a survey.
Yeah, I asked them what we could do, and they were like, just gather information. That's where they are right now. So I have a link to the survey, and we'll be blasting it out to gather information and to remind people to, when they do the survey, to do it from their home internet, because that the data that we need is from their home. So not to do it from like their office computer unless they work in town, but because we want their home information. So
I'm not sure how that's rolling with that.
So,
Because I have Comcast, and I've been paid for a higher speed in Comcast. Somebody is not paying for a higher speed. They might have an option for a higher speed.
right.
But I think our limit is, whatever, 1 megabyte upload, 3 megabyte download. We're gonna find out if we can get up to 100 if we want.
We can.
So that should be the question: is
Right.
what can our ISP in town deliver? Not what are people paying for?
So one of the things that, because when I looked at this nationwide, this is part of how the FCC started to categorize stuff. And this isn't just because of ARPA funding recently. This is over the past 10, 20 years, as the FCC started to try and figure out many different rural broadband initiatives. Is step one is always to figure out what speed people have. And it's not what's available, because the theory behind it is, if people are just taking the lowest paid tier, because it's
Because they're in a distressed community.
in a distressed community, $20 a month, what does the lowest tier that's offered? And that is a good indicator for what's available on the high end as well. Because from Comcast point of view, here's why. Because from Comcast point of view, if 50% of the town is only using the lowest tier, Comcast has no incentive to do any infrastructure rollout to be able to offer 500 gig or 1 terabyte service, business class service. So that's what it'll give us. It'll show that there's the business case. So the state is looking at this as if they were another Comcast.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, so we're trying to find gaps in where the service is too, because some people still have dial-up. So Frontier actually has the capability of doing fiber optic connections, but they're not gonna. We almost have to fight to get them to come to your town to do it, or prove that it'll be used if they come there. It's really.
One of the ways of doing that is if they get wind that we are looking at municipal broadband, bam, all of a sudden the trucks are all over town running new fiber.
So we're trying to find out what people are actually using for their internet too, because David, who from the meeting, that's the one that's collecting all the data, said he actually could see that we had people with Breeze Line in town, but I didn't even know we had Breeze Line in our area. So it's
Is that for the emergency? Basically, like what was the emergency phone connectivity?
because Breeze Line used to be called something else.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were in town. They serve like Griswold and stuff. I can't remember what they were called.
But it's a subsidized program for low income residents, right?
No, it's a cable company. Like,
Oh, okay. Then I have that completely wrong.
it's not like I can't remember.
So
what
it's Xfinity, Frontier, and Breeze Line.
Yeah, it used to be called something else because they service Griswold. I can't remember what they were called. They got bought out by Breeze Line and they switched names. I can't think of what they were called.
I can't remember it either.
Are they cable or?
It was cable and internet.
Atlantic Broadband.
Yeah, Atlantic
Oh,
Broadband.
ABB, yeah.
So, thank you.
Google it.
So that's where we are. For the meeting house RSP, did you guys all get a copy of this?
Yes.
Yes.
So this was what we worked on before. And this is just a first go through. I didn't know if you'd all have a chance to read it for today, or but I think we need to redo it. So I also wanted to get John to work on this with me too, because he was with the other meetings with people. But I wanted to hear what you guys thought and then bring it back to John.
I think we should do our due diligence and go out for RFP again. But I think we need to set a deadline for, if we don't have an RFP, then we need to move forward with action to make the building go away. And I'll put it bluntly that way.
Right.
Then just go. And I've been on the board for the past 5 years. Have you, Tracy? So I'm not dinging us, but it seems like we just keep saying we kick the can down the road a little bit, and I think we need to stop kicking the can.
Right. No, we definitely have a plan that whatever happens is going to be decided before winter. So I didn't know if you guys wanted to go forward with the full RFP let's hear with like the proposal to move the building, or if you just wanted to go forward with the selling of the building or what you wanted to do. Yeah.
I suggest we go forward with, we try and find a buyer who's going to take it, or we move forward as Plan B.
Right.
So do you just want to do the RFP as to sell the building as is to have it moved and not even bother with moving it for town use and all that stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The building's not structurally sound enough. It would cost
Yep.
millions.
I thought that too. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's
That ship is sailed.
and the thing of value, there's a few pieces of value, but if we don't have a buyer, then there is no value. You know, something's only worth something if someone actually comes in and offers the money. So,
Okay.
And I think that's what's held us up in the past. The pews, a couple of the pieces inside the church, the chestnut beams, great. Yes, they have potential value, but if no buyer appears, that potential is zero.
Okay.
So
I will work with John to just put it up as the
we're losing you.
as just what the bottom dot is under the introduction, right? So just go forward with the removal of the former meeting house from its current site for relocation, dismantling or salvage.
Yes, that fourth bullet point.
Yeah. Okay.
So removal of the former meeting house from its current site for relocation, dismantling or salvage.
Okay.
Get rid of the three bullets above it.
All right. We can move forward with that. We'll go from there.
That's progress.
Okay.
When it's gone, no progress.
All right. Next, is there any more discussion on that?
No, make it happen.
Okay. So next is the Forge Hill Bridge. I think you have copies of that there too.
We do.
So we've started moving forward with the replacement of the Forge Hill Bridge and working with the state and federal bridge program. So you have right there the anticipated totals and what we would be responsible for. It's all estimated right now.
So we're looking at about $530,000 to us.
The one piece that's not on there is the 320 is, the state will pay the full amount of that, not 80%. So it's actually, 80% of the 1.6 and the rest of that first piece is not 80% of that. So it's more like 450. Once you take it, it's like 64,000, it takes about 450,000.
Well, the last one lasted 100 years. It's $4,500 a year. We should be going.
But they don't build them like they used to. So if we get 10 years out of it for this money.
And this doesn't have to be put above the floodplain and all that silliness that people were talking about?
It doesn't have to be. I don't think we've gotten that far in the conversation, but they didn't make it sound like that. But this bridge is going to be wider and longer because it's not conforming with like the road specs right now. So because it is so older, so it is going to be wider and longer.
Yeah, they need a walkway on the bridge. Both sides would be nice, but one side for sure.
Does that mean the bridge will then, the town will have to, eminent domain, any property on our?
I don't think so. We haven't gotten to that, but I don't think so.
Okay.
They haven't gotten to the engine. They haven't finished the engineering part of it yet. This is just
They're just in the beginning stages.
the beginning stage.
Will there be a walkway on it? I didn't even think to ask that.
I didn't even think to ask that. It probably costs more.
We need to have a walkway on that bridge. Because there are people who fish off of it. And
Yeah, I didn't.
We can ask them about that
Yeah.
when they're working on the engineering. So,
Okay, if you could ask them about that, that would be a good thing too.
okay. Any more questions or anything on that?
Should we make sure that it's 18-wheel compliant, just in case the,
Yeah.
yes, it's send more trucks down that way?
Well, it'll be wider, so probably 2 cars.
So we'll just take out the fisherman.
All right, next on the agenda is the retirement plan. I just wanted to give an update that I signed for what we agreed on.
I emailed it to you guys because it's like 40 pages, so I didn't.
But this was still with Equitable. and-
With Equitable, yep,
Yep, and the changes that we had previously discussed, right?
yep.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
So, yeah, and you got a copy.
Okay. Rather than printing it.
I'll tell you what, if, I'll read the plan document that the state has, along with the amendments and all the road amendments.
Yep.
When's our next meeting?
June 7th would be
June
nice.
7th will be the next.
Oh, plenty of time.
Yeah.
I'm a slow reader. It's a boring document.
So yeah, June 7th. And the next thing is the affordable.
You're talking away from my keyboard.
Affordable housing.
Oh, great.
So did you guys get a copy of that?
I did not get that.
No.
No.
Did I email it?
I emailed it.
Oh, well.
Last week. Want me to print a copy?
It was just to make sure you had a copy of it. We have this
Is the presentation that,
yes,
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I emailed you guys a copy of the draft.
The actual draft.
So just read it and we can talk about it at the June meeting.
So is that the meeting they were gonna have it finished by?
I don't know. I'll have to ask him. We can, like he said, I like to do is write a letter and tell him we'll need a couple more months or something. I'll talk to him about it.
Yeah, Tracy, can you double check that? Because I've just gone back 3 weeks and I do not have the email from you.
All right. So I thought I emailed it. Let me see.
Looks like me. A lot of hot air out here. Good.
When would that have been?
I can double check and send it on.
That's fine. Just do that then. Move on.
Yeah.
Julie's gonna send it out tomorrow, Tracy. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And you're off center.
Back.
There we go.
If we get a bullseye for our screens, we're up at our eyes.
This is the reason for the computer update.
I know, this is why we need new computers. I could have tried my MacBook, but then I would have been like completely lost on the MacBook. So.
Next was executive session is what we added to the agenda.
Yes, next is executive session. So we gotta stop the recording. Oh, we gotta make a motion.
I make a motion that we move to executive session at 18:41.
Second.
All in favor to move into executive session?
Aye.
I didn't finish though. To discuss the potential acquisition of investment in real estate. Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, hearing none. We're moving to executive